The biggest lie in Philippine history is that the Aeta, or Black indigenous people of the Philippines, were the first humans to arrive there.
What's going on, people? It seems like the internet is really popping right now. So, because of that, I want to play this video and talk about what I really think about it. Now, bear in mind, I'm still learning a lot about Filipinx or Filipina history. So, I want to make that disclaimer first that I don't claim that I know anything or everything about it. Let's get into it.
He's at the 30,000 years ago as the first modern humans. Humans have been in the Philippines for about 709,000 years.
Okay.
If the Black indigenous people of the Philippines arrived 40,000 years ago and ancient humans were on Luzon 709,000 years ago, how can the Black indigenous people of the Philippines be first?
Okay, let's start with this. One of the reasons why I take issue with this video and even this post is not because what they're saying may or may not be true. I'm not here to dispute that. I'm on the journey to do research, but my background is research. I have a research degree from Cornell University. So I'm not just talking to you as somebody on social media. I'm somebody who has written books that I had to do research on. So the first issue with this is that to me, hearing the way that they phrase things begins with the premise of anti-blackness. See, I even hit my microphone on that. It begins with the premise of anti-blackness. And the reason why I say that is because they keep emphasizing this phrase, the black indigenous.
Or Black indigenous people.
Yet when they refer to all other people, nobody else is referred to by their color.
Humans have and Homo luzonesis, Homo sapiens, ancient human.
Why is it so important to distinguish blackness?
Some say Homo luzonesis, the 4 foot, no inches tall ancient human discovered on Luzon,
Ancient
could be the
human
ancestor of the Black indigenous people of the
of the
Philippines,
black
since they are both
indigenous people.
diminutive, and Homo luzonesis existed on Luzon about the same time Homo sapiens arrived.
Just a little question because they talk about Homo sapiens. This is like Darwin's structure of the evolution of humans, you know, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, etc. My question is if all human beings came out of Africa and these people predated early human beings, then what color were these people? Unless Africans started as white and then as whiteness mixed with other darker communities, I don't know. How do you get black from white? I was gonna try to make it make sense, but I can't make it make sense. Let's keep watching.
There's disputed evidence that 6 foot tall Homo erectus.
Where did they
Get this freaking picture. Like, how? Who molded this? Anyway,
Survived less than 50,000 years ago in Taiwan, the Philippines, and on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi.
I have seen the early pictures of people from Taiwan, of people from Japan, of people from throughout the Asian diaspora. And they all, I was going to say they all look like me. All right, let's keep watching. I like the music.
You may be wondering, why am I talking about 4 foot tall and 6 foot tall archaic humans?
I am wondering that.
When modern man reached island Southeast Asia,
Oh my
about
God. What's the name of that? Oh, what's the name of that music guy? Bon Jovi. This dude looked like that guy who in the 80s had that hair, you know, and he used to sing. Who chose these pictures, man? Like, this is verifiable. You got to do more research.
50,000 years ago, there were at least 4 other archaic humans
Rod Stewart. He looked like Rod Stewart.
that occupied the area. They mixed with these people before they became extinct. Just because science calls these humans archaic does not mean that our ancestors' memories did not flow through them. Archaic or not, these genes exist within each person of Philippine heritage, and they existed in the Philippines before the black indigenous people.
Here we go again. Like, I need to insert a face palm because why do they keep saying the black indigenous? What I get from this video is really what they're trying to do is to discredit blackness. They want to make sure that you know that you don't come from black people. That's utter bull. And I have to say that because we really got to dig deeper into these histories and nuance them more. I am not saying the Aeta were the first people. I am not saying that at all. I'm saying I need to do more research and see who the first people are. But this, you take the anti-blackness out of it so I could see what the reality is. If you are only referring to the Aeta as the black indigenous and nobody else has color designated, everybody else in this video is called a human. Are you telling me that the Aetas are not human too? Like, what kind of thing is this? This is what I mean by colonial histories. We really have to decolonize and look at how we look at history.
How do we know this? The genetics of Neanderthal, Denisovan, and two other undiscovered archaic humans were found in our DNA. So far, the earliest discovered remains of modern man in the Philippines is Taban Man, and he lived around 45,000 BC. Please note that he was not Aeta or a black indigenous person of the Philippines.
Not Aeta or a
The
black indigenous
Tagbanwa
person.
are believed to be the descendants of Taban Man.
Now, he done put up the picture of Rod Stewart and Rocky Balboa from the last slide. And then he put up somebody who looks like my brother. Like, legit, this dude looks just like my actual brother. So I'm still not understanding how do we go from Rod Stewart to this? You know, they're trying to discredit black people and say that we don't come from black people. But this man is, you know, beautiful black.
This is a member of that tribe. If you're interested in reading the articles of most of the information,
So that's why I say magandang itim, because being morena is not enough. In skin color, I might be, you know, I'm talking about complexion. In complexion, I might be morena, but in terms of how I'm perceived by this world, it is not my morena-ness that people are offended by. It is my blackness. And I think that is the issue that people are having with the Aetas being original. This is why I want to do the research for myself, find the answers for myself. Because are you telling me Aetas are not original because they're really not original? I can accept that. I can definitely accept that and learn more about that history. So I really get the answer of where do we come from. But on the other hand, if you don't want them to be the original people, because that means that you, as somebody who is anti-black, came from somebody black, it's a bit of a contradiction, isn't it? It means that you hate yourself. And maybe that's what you hate about me. That's what, I don't mean you in particular, whoever may be watching this, but maybe that's what's so offensive about me. Because you see my face and I look more like the Aeta people, the original people, than some of the people who tell me I don't look Filipina. I don't know. Let's continue to dig into history, but let's not just accept everything that we see for face value. Again, I'm not just coming to you as somebody trying to be an influencer. I'm an educated Afro Filipina woman who studied at Cornell, also studied at the University of Cambridge in the UK. But imagine something. Other people can just post things because one of my issues, right, is that I have been keeping up with what's going on TikTok and whatnot. And most of the people spitting out the history of our people are white people. There are some of us who are telling the stories, but it's mostly white people with British accents. I want to change that. I want to change that face. no, we're not gonna do this like that. You know what I mean? Like, I respect everybody, but the truth is the truth, and I'm here to uncover it. So this is Afro Filipina. Magandang itim. This is why we need it. Because our culture and world history is so anti-black.
Visit precolonialphilippines.com.
Hell no. Now y'all know you lying.
Oh, Afro-Filipina, you know they be lying.
Through the fire, morning and proud, beautifully